Hey everyone, GamePark here, and today I thought I'd do another much anticipated collection update. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these, but things have finally kind of settled down for me to have some extra time and do another one of these videos. So yeah, I have quite a range of games here for all sorts of different platforms. From new to some retro stuff, and I think the way we're gonna do it is just go from left to right and save the some hardware stuff for the end. But yeah, let's get right into it. We'll start with this pile over here. This is kind of the PlayStation pile. First game we have here is Nitro plus Blasters Heroine's Infinite Duel. This is the first PS4 physical game that I've purchased. Originally, I kind of wanted to get a different game as my first physical purchase, but I found this I found this online for selling for a very good price right when it came out, and I was very surprised. So I went ahead and got it. It features a lot of anime fighting girls from different animes or visual novels. Off first, which I noticed Saya here from Song of Saya, and one of the characters from Phantom, another visual novel that I've mentioned in a previous video from the game Phantom of Inferno. But yeah, this is classic 2D fighting action, and it looks absolutely amazing. I'm very happy with this one, and yeah, I'm so glad Exceed and Marvelous, they're bringing us these kind of games to the West. So yeah, that's Nitro Plus Blasters Heroine's Infinite Duel. This next game, this is the one that I originally wanted to get as my first physical PS4 game, but Nitro Plus just kind of caught me by surprise, and I had to snag it up as soon as I could. But this here is Omega Quintet. It's it's a JRPG by Idea Factory, and yeah, I don't know why, but I really wanted this game. I heard it wasn't exactly like the best JRPG, but um, I don't know what drew me to it. I think it was somebody online mentioned that it was just like an idle game with RPG elements, and I figured I just don't see that happening too often here, these kind of games being released in the West. So I went ahead and just got it, and haven't given it too much playtime though, because as I said, I've been really busy with some other stuff. Actually, the majority of these games, many of which I haven't even opened yet, I still haven't gotten to play yet. But we'll get into that later. Right now, I just want to show off the games that I do have that I've acquired since the last time. But yeah, Omega Quintet, definitely looking to giving this a good playthrough like all these other games, and glad to have it as my second PS4 physical game. Yeah, Omega Quintet. Next game I have here is a PS3 game, and that's XPlays Code Embryo. I believe this is another kind of visual novel, but it is based off the Blazblue fighting game characters, that kind of storyline. I believe they are prequels to the fighting games, but I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, this is just a game that I kind of heard about. I really like Blazblue, and I had been really digging visual novels, so I decided, oh, there's a game that kind of has both those kind of genres, so I decided to pick this one up for cheap when I saw it online. And yeah, that's XPlays Code Embryo for PS3. Next, we are going to move to the kind of the Nintendo pile here. We'll start from the very top, and this is Shovel Knight for the Wii U, also released on PS4, Xbox One, all sorts of other systems. But I heard that this is a classic kind of 2D platformer, and I feel like those kind of games just have more of a Nintendo feel, and definitely decided to pick it up for the Wii U, especially because I just like collecting as many games as I can for the Wii U. I think by the end of the Wii U's lifespan, I will look back at my collection and actually see that it had a great amount of really good games. Maybe not as many as PS4 or Xbox One, but nonetheless still good. But yeah, Shovel Knight. I just heard a lot of good things about this game, and I definitely wanna give it a good playthrough. I'm also really interested in getting the amiibo for it. I don't have any amiibos. My brother has a ton, but I have absolutely none. Didn't want to get swept up in that the whole craze, but I am interested in getting this amiibo, and I do plan on purchasing very specific amiibos, but nothing too crazy, just the ones for like my favorite franchises. But definitely Shovel Knight is one that I really I'm planning on picking up. But yeah, that's Shovel Knight for the Wii U. Next we have here is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I heard this was one of the better Assassin's Creed games. I was playing Assassin's Creed 3 also on the Wii U, but never got around to beating it. Not because I didn't think it was good or anything. It was actually pretty fun, but that's about when things started getting really heavy, and I had a lot more other responsibilities to take care of, so I kind of put that on the back burner and just never got around to finishing it. And I moved not too long ago, and there's an awesome reselling shop kind of down the street, and they sell a lot of retro games as well as some new ones, but the prices for their retro games are really good. I got this one for only $10. It's in perfect condition and comes with everything complete, so I decided to just go for it since I did hear some good things about this one. It was really good, so yeah, I decided to pick this one up. That's Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag for the Wii U. Next we have here is Watch Dogs for the Wii U. The Wii U doesn't have as many sandbox games as, say, the PS4 or the Xbox One, and as far as I know, I think the only other sandbox style game would be Lego City Undercover, which I heard is good, but haven't gotten around to picking that one up. And I thought Watch Dogs, for as much it got a lot of flack on the Wii U for coming out so late, I think it's a very decent game. It's a very good game, and definitely from what I played, it didn't seem like it had any problems really, and definitely plan on playing this one all the way through, especially since it's based in Chicago, which is where I'm at. Definitely wanted to see if I could find any places that I recognize, that I see kind of on a daily basis. So yeah, that's good to have Watch Dogs here for the Wii U. Next we have here Rodea the Sky Soldier for Wii U. I did an unboxing for this limited edition, posted on my video in one of my previous videos, but yeah, this is a game created by Yuji Naka, originally planned to be released on the Wii, but development just kind of lagged a little bit, and so they decided to release it for the Wii U. Luckily, both games were included in this package, and I heard that Yuji Naka himself recommended people play the Wii version, but I don't know much about why. Maybe something to do with like the motion controls being a little more adaptive to the Wii mode, but nonetheless, they're both in here. I still haven't opened it yet, but being a NIS America game and a Yuji Naka fan, I definitely had to pick this one up, and I'm glad we got this stateside. So yeah, that's Rodea the Sky Soldier for the Wii U. Next game I have here is Super Mario Galaxy 2. I got this one not too long ago at Toys R Us. They were having a sale, and this particular game, Super Mario Galaxy 2, was being sold for just $9. I did not have it. Usually, I do not like to get greatest hits versions of games, but I mean, for being brand new, $9, a game I didn't have, I definitely just went ahead and picked it up. Still brand new, but I heard very, very good things about it. I did play and beat the first one, Galaxy 1, and I would love to have a third one in the series. But for now, I guess I should stick around and play Super Mario Galaxy 2 and see if it lives up to the first one, which I think it will, just based off what people have said about it. But yeah, that's Super Mario Galaxy 2 for the Wii. Next game we have here is a GameCube game, and that's Metal Arms: Glitch in the System. I remember reading about this a very, very long time during the GameCube, PS2, Xbox generation, and I heard some very good things about this game, and it just really intrigued me, like a little robot, kind of just blowing stuff up, like a 3D platformer. And I definitely plan on giving this one a full playthrough. So yeah, it's good to have Metal Arms: Glitch in the System for the GameCube in my collection. The next game I got here is Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. I really don't like when they have this official game or movie stuff. Like, it's very obvious that it's a game, but whatever. Just a minor quirk that little pet peeve. But yeah, this is actually a very good movie-based game that was released for the PS2, GameCube, Xbox, even 360 and PC, I believe. But I remember watching one of my buddies playing this on his Xbox, and it was very surprising to see that this was such a good movie-based game. The action was very tight, and it was very exciting. It really felt like watching a movie back then, and it's definitely has like that kind of Ubisoft, like a modern Ubisoft kind of style. Definitely reminded me of like nowadays, like Call of Duties are very like action driven, very story driven in terms of like the campaign, and this game feels a lot like that. And yeah, I was since there's not a lot of good movie-based games, I decided to look into it, and it's a game that I've been wanting for a while. And when I saw this going for pretty cheap at the same reselling shop that I got Assassin's Creed and Metal Arms, I decided to just go for it, and very, very pleased with what I've played so far. And very surprising, it has widescreen for the GameCube version, so that's always awesome to be able to play a game in widescreen for older systems without like stretching out the picture or anything like that. But yeah, it's good to have this King Kong for the GameCube. And the next game I have here is Sonic Mega Collection for the GameCube. It includes 7 games and some other ones as well. All the ones you see on the back, some unlockable ones. I believe they might be Game Gear games, but I can't be sure. Or maybe Comic Zone. I forgot which Japanese or American version has like some non-Sonic games in it. But yeah, I was just very had like an urge to play some Sonic games, and I know I could bring my Genesis out and the cartridges and all the wires and try to hook it up here, or if I wanted to save myself the trouble, play on my PC with an emulator. But I just really felt like playing on some type of actual hardware, and I also had my GameCube Game Boy player Hori controller, and I thought that would be really good to play for these kind of older 2D platforming games, and yeah, decided to take it out and relive some good memories from the past, especially Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. Some of my favorite games, but since I already had the Sonic Gems collection, the collection that preceded this, that succeeded after this one, I decided to pick this one up. So yeah, it's a Sonic Mega Collection for the GameCube. Next, we're going to be moving into the Xbox pile here. We have a lot of Xbox One games right up at the front. And the first one is Rare Replay for the Xbox One. Has a lot of games from all throughout the generations, but mostly picked it up because it had a lot of N64 games that I just never got to play, such as Jet Force Gemini, or if I did get to play them, I never beat them, like the Banjo games. But it also has like other games that I really enjoy, such as the Killer Instinct games and Battletoads. Those are all some really great games. You can see kind of the list of some of the games here on the box. But yeah, this is something that I knew I really wanted to get once they mentioned it at some conference, and I really believe like this is kind of Rare's best game here, because I mean, honestly, they just haven't been doing that much, and I don't even know if they were involved in the development of Killer Instinct Xbox One version, the reboot combo breaker pack. But yeah, sadly, it's very sad, but luckily we have a Yooka-Laylee coming up, and that's kind of by some of the developers who made like the Banjo games and old Rare games. So looking forward to that. But for now, we'll enjoy some classics with a Rare Replay here for the Xbox One. Next, we have Blazblue Chrono Phantasma Extend. The Xbox One hasn't been getting too many anime or fighting games that are made by, or games that are developed in Japan, and that's kind of sad because the 360 did get a lot of those kind of games. PS3, if it was a game for PS3, it almost definitely came out for 360, but I know Blazblue games were released on the 360, but I feel like a lot of other games just aren't being released. They're kind of more shifting towards PS4, and that's really sad because I do kind of prefer the Xbox One controller slightly over the PS4 controller. I still enjoy both, but I just prefer one over the other, and that's one of the main reasons that I decided to pick up Blazblue for the Xbox One. I really enjoy 2D fighters like Nitro Plus for the PS4 that I got back there. And yeah, I feel like I'm definitely going to continue to pick up these kind of games. Even if they're not necessarily 2D, I do want to pick up more fighting games, such as One Piece, or there's the Naruto game, and even other Japanese developed games, such as Attack on Titan. All those anime games, I always find them to be very enjoyable. So, but yeah, this is an awesome game. I love the Blazblue series, the Arc System style, and that kind of like frenzy of fighting style. It's always such a blast to play. But yeah, this is Blazblue Chrono Phantasma Extend for the Xbox One. Next we have here is Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and I've never actually ever played a Gears of War game. I watched my college roommates play a ton of it back in the day, and I would always sit down and watch them play, but I never actually played. If I ever did, it might have been just like 5 minutes, but it was very it wasn't a very lasting kind of gaming experience. But I did enjoy a lot of what I saw from their gaming sessions, and I heard that Best Buy was selling this particular version for just $10. brand new, and I decided, you know, since I never got to play it, why not pick up some good and cheap games for my Xbox One. And yeah, even though I haven't gotten a chance to play it, I'm happy that I have it so that I can at least give it a solid playthrough, which I definitely will. So yeah, it's good to have a very enhanced and ultimate edition of Gears of War for the Xbox One. Next game I have here is Resident Evil Revelations 2. I have Resident Evil Revelations 1 for the Wii U, which was ported to that system, and all the others like PS, PS3, 360, originally from the 3DS. But I decided to get the Wii U Revelations 1 just because I do like to collect for that particular console, and I also like to play on TV a little more than I do as opposed to handhelds. But unfortunately, Resident Evil Revelations 2 was not released on the Wii U, so I went for just another version that was available, and that's Resident Evil Revelations 2 for the Xbox One. Got this one on clearance from Target for only $8, and still brand new. So I'm definitely glad I have it. I enjoy the Resident Evil Revelations style of gameplay more so than the actual Resident Evil games like 5 and 6, which are more like action oriented. They definitely don't have that like survival horror kind of aspect, and I feel that Resident Evil Revelations is the closest thing to the original kind of Resident Evils. They're actually pretty scary. They're not so action oriented. I mean, there's still plenty of action, but I just like it that it's a little more slower paced and kind of actually creepy, just the point of Resident Evils, or that's at least how it got started. So yeah, definitely glad to have Resident Evil Revelations 2 for the Xbox One. The next one I have here is a gift that I received from my girlfriend for our anniversary, and I was incredibly happy about this. It's a game that I've been meaning to pick up for the longest time, but I just never got around to it just because I was really busy. So I was very surprised to receive Fallout 4, which also includes Fallout 3. That's awesome, so you don't have to look for your disc, or you can play the old one if you never had it. But yeah, Fallout and the Oblivion games, the Bethesda, I know a lot of people kind of hate on them because they say a lot of their games are really glitchy, or maybe they might even say they're kind of like boring or they don't get into it. But I absolutely love the Bethesda games, starting ever since Oblivion and Skyrim. Really got into Fallout 3, New Vegas, and I was definitely pleasantly surprised with Fallout 4. I'm currently playing Tales of Hearts R for the PS Vita. It's just an RPG that I've been playing, but as soon as I'm done with that one, this is gonna be my next venture, and I couldn't be happier, really. And thank you so much to my lovely girlfriend for this awesome gift. But yeah, that's Fallout 4 for the Xbox One. Next game I have here is King of Fighters Neo Wave for the OG Xbox. There's a lot of 2D fighters for the Xbox, and I'm definitely happy to pick up these older games whenever I see them out in the wild for cheap. And I was at that same reselling shop right down the street, and this is only going for $6. Comes in practically new. It's I got Shenmue here. The disc is in my 360, but yeah, I was playing it on my 360, and yeah, believe me, the contents are absolutely perfect, and I'm so happy for that store, like that, and that it's so close, because I'm picking up a lot of really good deals, and I never know when some games like these are gonna just magically appear in the wild, so I'll definitely snag them up. And it's just I just like 2D enemy fighters, and that's kind of a little bit of what King of Fighters is about. So good to have King of Fighters Neo Wave for the Xbox. And the last game that we have here in this pile is Dream Club. This is kind of, I don't know how to describe this, a hostess kind of game. You're a guy who goes and deals with these maids, and I believe they're trying to... I might be getting this one confused with another game, but I believe they're trying to start some type of singing career. But yeah, this is like a kind of like a wacky game that I heard about a long time ago. I read about this game somewhere online, and it just struck me, and I always remembered if I ever see this game for really cheap, I'll probably pick it up. And I did. I found it online, and I'm just like, that's like that game that I heard kind of about a while ago. I decided to just go for it. It was less than $10. So yeah, Dream Club. We'll see what this has in store, but even if I find it too difficult to navigate, I won't regret it much. I think it should be pretty fun time. Yeah, at least if it's anything like those Idolmaster games that I also have, I feel like it should be a pretty good time. But yeah, that's a Dream C Club or Dream Club for the Xbox 360. Okay, we have some retro stuff over here. And we'll start out with the very top. Got a couple of N64 games, and the first one that we have here is Wave Race 64. Next I have is Yoshi's Story. The next one is Tamagotchi World. And the one in the back is Pikachu Genki Dechu, or Hey You Pikachu, as it was known here in the States. And I got these 4 Japanese version N64 games on eBay for just $13, and I really wanted them just because I was really looking into Wave Race and Yoshi's Story. I saw these games at that reselling shop going for about $6 each, and I was just looking for small N64 lots, and I happened to come across this one, and I didn't own any of these games. I didn't own any version of Wave Race or Yoshi's Story, or I didn't even know that much about the Tamagotchi game or Pikachu Genki Dechu. So I decided to just go for it, only $13. I thought that wasn't too bad, and now I have a couple of great games to play. Honestly, I've been playing a lot of Wave Race. That's actually probably the one retro game that I've been playing a lot of. And Yoshi's Story, originally I didn't have a very good impression of this game when I rented it from Blockbuster like a million years ago, but giving it a fair play, I'm definitely liking it a lot more than I did back then, and I'm glad to have it in the collection, honestly. And yeah, it's good to, I always love to get really good deals like that. That's how I get most of my games usually. But yeah, that's some 4 retro N64 games, and good to have as part of the collection. Next, we have here Gundam Seed Battle Assault, and this is a 2D fighting game from Bandai for the Game Boy Advance. I've been playing this on my GameCube with the Game Boy player, and it's been pretty fun actually. There's not too much to it due to the Game Boy Advance's lack of buttons really, but what you can do, it's pretty fun. And the main story why I decided to get this particular game is because a long time these guys were selling some games to GameStop, and for some reason GameStop just wouldn't accept the boxes or the manuals that came inside. They only wanted like the cartridges for Game Boy Advance or N64 or whatever, and so they had to leave with all those, like a box of boxes. And we saw those guys leaving, so we kind of like, maybe not exactly chased after them, but we asked them, hey, what are you guys doing with all those like game boxes? And they're like, oh, we're just gonna throw them away, really, we have no use for them. And so me and my brother and I, we asked them, would it be okay if we took them? And they're like, yeah, sure. And there was a lot of boxes in there, and one of them was Gundam Seed Battle Assault, and it came with everything except the cartridge. Obviously they sold that to GameStop, and I just happened to see this going for really cheap on eBay, less than $10 of course, and I picked it up and decided to give it a playthrough. So now I have a complete copy of Gundam Seed Battle Assault, and it's a 2D fighter based off an anime, so I had to have it. So yeah, good to have Gundam Battle Seed for the Game Boy Advance. Next game we have here is for the PlayStation 1, Metal Gear Solid VR missions. I'm a really big fan of Metal Gear, and I've played them all. I'm still currently in the process of playing Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain, but definitely the first Metal Gear was an amazing gaming experience for me. Definitely in my top 5, and I did enjoy playing some of the VR missions from that game. And I went to an anime convention recently, and one of the people there they were selling this game for $9, so I picked it up. It's complete. It has some cracks on the case, but nothing my extra jewel cases can't fix. And yeah, I finally have all these Metal Gear games that I've always really wanted, VR missions, even though it's not canon by any means. It's definitely a fun game that I've played with some friends, and yeah, I'm just really happy to have it in the collection, especially because I know Konami isn't going to be releasing any good games soon due to their kind of abandonment of true gaming, but yeah, that's a topic for later. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid VR missions for PS1, good to have. Next I have here is Mega Man 8. This is obviously a 2D side scroller, and I've been a pretty big Mega Man fan for a while, and yeah, I saw this game, Mega Man 8 and also Mega Man X4, two games that I've always really wanted for the PS1, going for pretty cheap, and they are in immaculate condition. They are absolutely perfect. I mentioned earlier how I don't really like collecting greatest hits games, but you know, I'm always willing to make an exception. A good game's a good game, regardless of what the box looks like. So yeah, I was very happy to have both these, especially Mega Man X4. I played a lot of this with some of my friends, and I've always considered this one probably my second favorite next to the original Mega Man X, and so I'm very happy to have this copy in my collection. Yeah, so awesome Mega Man games right here, Mega Man 8 and Mega Man X4. Definitely excited and happy with these. And last for the games we have here is a Japanese limited edition copy of Shenmue 2, my absolute favorite game of all time. And yeah, I have the PAL version. I imported that when that came out way back in 2001, I believe. But I saw this going for eBay. This was about a couple months ago, more than half a year ago, but it's kind of been sitting in my drawer because I haven't been able to take out my Dreamcast. But yeah, I got this one for only $30, and it's in absolutely perfect condition. Beautiful. Comes with all the inlays in here, all that extra stuff, and I'm so happy to finally own the original Japanese version of this game. Came with the sleeve for that amazing price. I can play the original Japanese version, or I can play the European PAL version, which is technically my favorite game, but so I could understand it. But I mean, having the Japanese version definitely does not hurt. And now I officially have all the Shenmue 2 versions, since I have the Xbox version. And yeah, overall I'm just incredibly happy to have this game in my collection. Shenmue 2 limited edition. for Japanese version of the Dreamcast. Yeah. And moving on to some hardware stuff. I have some hardware over here. This is the 20th anniversary PlayStation 4 Dualshock, based off the original PS1 color schemes. And I got this one from my fraternity little bro. He gave me a gift. I got him some stuff, but this was just an awesome thing that I really wanted to get. I was starting to get a little worried because I didn't know if I was gonna be able to get it. I had a lot of kind of bills and things to pay off, and I wasn't gonna just spend it on whatever. But luckily, my little bro came in and he got me this one, and it's still sealed technically. I don't feel like opening it up just yet since I don't really play any two-player games, but yeah, it's definitely good to have this in the collection. Didn't think I was gonna get it, but luckily I do. So that's the 20th anniversary PlayStation 4 Dualshock 4 for PS4. Nice. Next, we have here a big thing. Let me go ahead and just lift this one up. I think it's gonna take a lot of screen space here. This is, actually, I'll just take this thing out. The Dark Souls 2 Collector's Edition. This is the PC version, and I got this right around the time that Dark Souls 3 came out, not too long ago. And I got the Dark Souls 2 version because I was just browsing online and they were selling this collector's edition for only $20. Usually I don't get PC games, but $20 came with obviously the game and this statue here. Don't know how well you can see it, but it's huge. It's definitely one of the biggest gaming statues that I have. I have some Tales of Xillia statue, but this thing is just a big box, and I mean $20, that's an awesome deal for something this cool. I've never played a Dark Souls game, even though I've really wanted to ever since like Demon Souls and the first Dark Souls, but I just never got around to it. And I do plan on opening this one up and probably displaying the statue and giving the game a playthrough, since I feel I have a pretty decent PC that would be able to run the game with no problems. But yeah, it's awesome to have this Dark Souls 2 Collector's Edition for PC. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in here. And we'll finish up with my latest purchase, and this is the GPD XD. I have kind of a quick unboxing video that I did for this, which I will be uploading probably around the same time that I upload this video. But yeah, this is a Android, technically an Android gaming tablet, which is modeled very closely to the 3DS. But one of the main reasons that I got it was to play, of course, Shenmue on the go, and it works awesome. This is just an awesome thing to experience, to play one of my favorite game. I consider Shenmue 2 and Shenmue 1 kind of the same game, but yeah, it's awesome to play Dreamcast games, N64 games, of course, any previous generation games on the go. I feel like I'm gonna be using this thing for a long time, and you can even, of course, you can use any regular Android apps like Netflix or anything you use in Android. You can pretty much play on this, and I love to have the physical controls to actually play the game. I know I could have downloaded this like Dreamcast emulator and stuff for my phone, but it's just so much better to have it with the physical controls. But yeah, this is the GPD XD. Yeah, and which kind of explains this logo here, because it's a laughing. You can see the X and the D, and that's what this is. This is referred to as the GPD XD, with quite a interesting quote here. But yeah, you can watch that unboxing video, which I will be uploading at the same time. And definitely a quality Android gaming tablet here. Very happy with this, extremely happy. Definitely gonna be using this for a long time. But yeah, that pretty much does it for this collection update. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, just never got the opportunity to do so. Just been really busy, but yeah, obviously got a lot of games here, and not sure exactly when I'm gonna get around to giving every single one of these a playthrough, but nonetheless, it's good to have in the collection, so I can always go back to them, give them a proper playthrough. And that does it for this collection update. If you watched the entirety of this, I really want to thank you, and let me know what games you guys been playing or what games you've picked up in the comment section. And thank you for watching. Peace.